Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on Newsfeed today. Women's World Cup winners USA. Is it game on now for equal pay for the American national teams? Syrian rock musicians find their voice in London. We hear about one of Istanbul's oldest Turkish delight makers. And we'll tell you why these sheep are on the streets of Paris. And top of our newsfeed, hashtag USWNT. That's the United States Women's National Team. They've just become world champions for the fourth time, so well played to them. Now for Match Deets, see Beyond the Game with Sam. We are going to focus on some of the reaction off the pitch, beginning with the loud calls for a change with the way the US women's team are paid.
Equal pay! Equal pay! Equal pay! Equal pay!
Well, these chants for equal pay were made as the presidents of FIFA and France walked onto the pitch to present the trophy. The fact that women footballers are paid way less than men has been placed into sharp relief by the success of the women's team. They actually sued US Soccer to get equal pay, and the fact they just smashed the World Cup again must go massively in their favour. Now, these tweets in the minutes after they won showed just how much it means. Practically all went viral and were all replied to with calls to pay them fairly. And the President of the United States, who has not exactly been the players' president, responded to their win and the calls for gender parity like this.
Now, you also have to look at numbers, because when you look at World Cup soccer, that's one thing, and you also have to look at soccer, professional soccer. You have to see who's taking in what. So I don't know what those numbers are. I would like to see that, but again, you have...
And the calls for equal pay reverberated around social media. The Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez says the women should be paid twice the men, but she added a winky emoji to let all the trolls know that she was joking. A guy who was running for state senate said he sees no valid reason why the US women's team should not be paid the same, if not more, than the men. And the tennis legend Billie Jean King says the women's team has brought more support and pride to the sport than any other team in history, and they deserve equality of pay. Now, the US women's team is perhaps uniquely placed to make a cogent and winning argument for pay parity. They're more successful, bring in more fans, and after this win and this reaction, way more famous than their male counterparts. So we'll see what happens with that. Here are some of the fans reacting to their team being crowned champions.
They're also examples of how to be great humans, really multidimensional people who stand up for what's right and aren't afraid to express their opinions and aren't afraid to just be fabulous.
And of course, it wouldn't be a world event without the internet creating memes, and here are a couple of the ones that we like. This one by ESPN of Megan Rapinoe flying on a bald eagle with an American flag in her hand. And this one of her doing her now famous celebration after scoring with the words, "Our very own Captain America." And of course, the corporates got on board as soon as they could. Nike had this advert ready to go as soon as USWNT won.
Champions and keep winning until we not only become the best female soccer team, but the best soccer team in the world. And that a whole generation of girls and boys will go out and play and say things like, I want to be like Megan Rapinoe when I grow up. And that they'll be inspired to talk and win and stand up for themselves. And I believe that we will make our voices heard, and TV shows will be talking about us every single day and not just once every 4 years. And that women will conquer more than just the soccer field, like breaking every single glass ceiling and having their faces carved on Mount Rushmore. And that we'll keep fighting not just to make history, but to change it forever.
And they did win. Let's have a look at some of the other things that caught our eye on social media. Now, Rembrandt's masterpiece, The Night Watch, is going through restoration, and in true digital age style, the whole thing is going to be live streamed. It's happening at the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam and at an internet browser near you once they post the link. The work to restore the painting, which was completed in 1642, will cost millions of dollars and take many years to bring it back to its original glory. So celebrities have been spinning a bottle top off a bottle for reasons the people on the internet can probably explain, and hundreds of millions of people have watched them doing it. But this is Mariah Carey's version, where rather than a roundhouse, she uses one of her famous high notes and the top magically spins off. This has millions of likes.
We have excellent news. The matchmaker has found you an auspicious match.
It is decided. Come and sit down.
And Disney dropped the teaser trailer for the live-action remake of Mulan. It's heavy on the martial arts, light on the lols and songs. It kind of reminded me of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Now, this is just the teaser trailer. We'll get far more info on the direction Disney is taking with this reboot soon. The movie's due out in the spring of 2020. And next, a look at part of the Syrian music scene that's often overlooked in its own country, not just because of the near decade of civil war.
Without metal, I wouldn't really survive. Really, literally, I wouldn't survive. It really gave me strength that I needed, gave me like the passion. It's because it's why I'm here, you know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's really helped me a lot, like through this entire journey, let me say. Yeah, but still it's war, you know?
Jake Shuker has the requisite long hair of a rocker. The frontman of the band May Saloon might look a bit out of place at the Imperial War Museum in London. But at least he's welcome here. In war-torn Syria, it's very different. There, he faces the risk of persecution for playing death metal music.
Metal music itself it's considered to be controversial around the world, and especially in the Middle East area. So it's not just the government, it's the community itself. Yeah, they just can't deal with something. It just we're considered to be something new for them, you know.
Since the war started in 2011, it's become easier to play metal openly because resources are stretched as authorities focus on the conflict. But May Saloon has now set up shop in neighboring Lebanon, where it's easier to make music. This performance by Shuker at the Imperial War Museum in London is a rare one. It's part of the museum's Rebel Sounds live series and the Culture Under Attack season. It looks at ways musicians and activists risk their lives for culture in times of war, exile, and censorship.
It is about culture, whether physical culture, material culture, or music as part of culture in hostile environments in places like Iraq, in places like Syria, and elsewhere in the world, but also not just in contemporary times, but throughout history, and how artists and musicians are rebelling against this by defying all the obstacles that stand in their way.
For Shuker, death metal is the way he shares his war experience.
When you hear some bomb, I hear some bass drum, you know? That's what I'm saying. Snares just like bullets. Yeah, that's it. That's how we just channel this into music.
Okay, around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Monday. The United Nations is warning that there is a climate crisis-related incident happening every single week, and people need to start thinking about how to mitigate the damage as well as working out how to try to stop them happening in the first place. They say some of the lower-level impacts of climate change can be dealt with, such as better warning systems about extreme weather. The latest mission, backed by celebrity scientist guy Bill Nye, has released this animation. It shows what will happen when LightSail 2 is deployed. Now, LightSail is a proof of concept experiment. It aims to show that solar cells can be used in the future to power spaceships. And you can monitor LightSail 2 from this new dashboard. The sail is due to unfurl in a few days' time. Netflix says it will ban smoking from being shown in shows with a rating of TV 14. The decision was made after Netflix showed the depiction of smoking in Stranger Things was increasing season on season. It is widely accepted that children exposed to smoking through TV and film are more likely to pick up the habit. And next, hopefully you have tried the delicious sweets that are known the world over as Turkish Delight. We sent Canan to try loads of different kinds and find some of the best that Istanbul has to offer.
This is heaven. At the Spice Bazaar in the heart of Istanbul. This place by far is my favorite place when I get the shopping itch. Let's go. This place mesmerizes me every time I come here. Today though, I'm here to find something a little bit different, and that's Turkish Delight. But wait, let me take a selfie.
But first, let me take a selfie.
Just kidding, I need my Turkish Delight. Not this one. No. Not really. Ooh, a little bit of bling. Oh, so cute. I just couldn't resist. I think this is the place. This centuries-old store is the home to Turkish Delight. Now I think I'm going to go do some taste testing. Can you tell me firstly, who is Hacı Bekir?
Hacı Bekir, he was my great-great-grandfather. I'm the sixth generation of the family. He came here to Istanbul to start this business in 1777. Turkish Delight is an anonymous and traditional recipe in Anatolia. We don't know when it started, but he was the first one to use cornstarch instead of flour and refined sugar instead of honey. The original name for Turkish Delight is a pretty complex and long one. It used to be called Rahat ül Hülkum, soothing the throat or something like that. Since it was too complicated, people were calling it as lokum. But British tourists, as far as I remember, who bought this stuff, who really liked it, and he brought it back to his country, but he couldn't pronounce Rahat ül Hülkum or lokum, so it was the name he came up with, Turkish Delight.
Çok teşekkür ederim. So now that I've got my Turkish Delight, I'm going to go somewhere very special to savor the moment. And what a way to end the day.
And last up, there were some sheep on the streets of Paris over the weekend. Now, it's part of an initiative that brings the farm to the city to teach each year. The founders say it's a chance for metropolitan types to get in touch with their agrarian sisters and brothers. It's also a push to get more farm space within the city. I'm not sure that motorcyclist really likes the sheep being all around him. That'll do from the Newsfeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. You'll find me at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you again tomorrow.